Are you feeling lost or struggling to find your way in life? Do you wish you had a guide to help you navigate through life's challenges? In this video, we're diving deep into the profound teachings of Buddhism to uncover 5 invaluable life lessons that are often learned through adversity. Lesson 1. Embrace that change is inevitable in life. Life is a journey filled with constant change. This is a fundamental truth that Buddhism teaches us. Everything around us is always changing. The seasons change, people come and go, and even our own thoughts and feelings are never the same from one moment to the next. Accepting this reality can bring a sense of peace and understanding. When we resist change, we create suffering for ourselves. We cling to the past or fear the future, missing out on the present moment. Buddhism encourages us to embrace change as a natural part of life. This doesn't mean we should passively accept every change that comes our way. Instead, it means recognizing that change is inevitable and learning to adapt to it with grace and wisdom. Change can be challenging, but it also brings opportunities for growth. Every change, whether positive or negative, offers a chance to learn and evolve. When we embrace change, we open ourselves up to new experiences and perspectives. We become more resilient and adaptable, better equipped to handle whatever life throws at us. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate a mindset of acceptance and flexibility. This means letting go of our attachments to how things should be and instead focusing on how they are. It means being open to the possibilities that change brings, even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. Embracing change also means letting go of the past. Often, we hold on to past experiences, both good and bad, which can prevent us from moving forward. Buddhism teaches us to release these attachments and live fully in the present moment. This doesn't mean forgetting the past or ignoring its lessons. Instead, it means acknowledging the past for what it is and choosing to focus on the here and now. By doing so, we can embrace the changes that come our way with a clear mind and an open heart. In Buddhism, the concept of impermanence is central to understanding change. Everything in life is impermanent, constantly shifting and evolving. Recognizing this impermanence can help us embrace change more easily. It reminds us that nothing lasts forever, including our joys and our sorrows. This awareness can bring a sense of peace and acceptance, allowing us to navigate life's changes with greater ease. Lesson 2. Learn to decline when needed. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of self-compassion. This means treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a dear friend. Part of self-compassion is recognizing our limits and honoring our needs. When we push ourselves beyond our capacity, we risk burnout and resentment. Learning to decline when needed is an act of self-care, ensuring that we have the energy and resources to engage fully in the things that matter most to us. Setting boundaries is a key aspect of learning to decline. Boundaries help us protect our time, energy, and emotional well-being. They allow us to create a safe space where we can recharge and focus on our priorities. Buddhism teaches us to approach boundary setting with compassion and clarity. This means communicating our needs assertively but kindly, ensuring that others understand our limits without feeling rejected or dismissed. One of the challenges of learning to decline is the fear of missing out. We often say yes to things because we don't want to miss out on potential opportunities or experiences. However, this fear can lead us to overcommit and spread ourselves too thin. Buddhism encourages us to cultivate contentment and gratitude for what we have, rather than constantly chasing after more. By focusing on the present moment and appreciating the blessings in our lives, we can let go of the fear of missing out and make more intentional choices about how we spend our time and energy. Learning to decline also means letting go of the need for approval from others. Often, we say yes to things because we want to please others or avoid conflict. However, this can lead to resentment and a loss of authenticity. Buddhism teaches us to seek inner validation rather than external approval. By cultivating self-awareness and self-acceptance, we can make decisions that align with our values and priorities, regardless of what others may think. Lesson 3. Don't allow rejection to shape your identity. Rejection is a universal experience that can be deeply painful. Whether it's a romantic rejection, a job rejection, or a social rejection, it can shake our confidence and make us question our worth. Buddhism teaches us not to allow rejection to shape our identity. Our true value is not determined by external validation or the opinions of others. Instead, it comes from within, rooted in our inherent worth and potential. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of self-compassion in dealing with rejection. Self-compassion means treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially in moments of pain or failure. When we face rejection, it's easy to fall into self-criticism and doubt. However, practicing self-compassion allows us to acknowledge our feelings without judgment, providing a foundation for healing and growth. One of the key practices in Buddhism is mindfulness. Mindfulness helps us stay present in the moment, observing our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. When we face rejection, mindfulness can help us recognize that our feelings of hurt or disappointment are temporary and do not define us. By staying present and non-judgmental, we can process our emotions more healthily and move forward with greater resilience. Buddhism also teaches us the concept of non-attachment. Non-attachment means letting go of our desires and expectations, allowing us to live more freely and authentically. When we practice non-attachment, we can view rejection as a natural part of life, rather than a reflection of our worth. This shift in perspective can help us detach from the pain of rejection and focus on our inner strength and potential. Another important aspect of not allowing rejection to shape our identity is cultivating self-acceptance. Self-acceptance means embracing ourselves fully, with all our strengths and weaknesses. It involves recognizing our unique qualities and contributions, rather than measuring our worth against external standards. Buddhism encourages us to cultivate self-acceptance through practices like meditation and self-reflection, helping us build a strong sense of self that is not dependent on the approval of others. Lesson 4. Assume responsibility for your own life. Taking responsibility for our own lives is a fundamental teaching in Buddhism. It means recognizing that we are the architects of our own happiness and well-being. When we assume responsibility, we empower ourselves to make choices that align with our values and goals, rather than blaming external circumstances or others for our situation. This shift in mindset can transform our lives, bringing greater clarity, purpose, and fulfillment. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of self-awareness in taking responsibility for our lives. Self-awareness means understanding our thoughts, feelings, and actions, and how they shape our experiences. When we cultivate self-awareness, we can identify patterns and habits that may be holding us back and make conscious choices to change them. This process of self-discovery and growth is essential for assuming responsibility and creating the life we desire. One of the key practices in Buddhism is mindfulness. Mindfulness helps us stay present in the moment, observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. When we practice mindfulness, we can see more clearly how our actions and choices contribute to our current situation. This awareness enables us to take responsibility for our lives and make more intentional decisions moving forward. Buddhism also teaches us the concept of karma. Karma means understanding that our actions have consequences, shaping our future experiences. When we assume responsibility for our lives, we recognize the power of our choices and actions. We understand that our current situation is a result of past actions and that our future is shaped by the choices we make today. This awareness can motivate us to act with greater intention and integrity, creating a positive ripple effect in our lives. Another important aspect of taking responsibility for our own lives is cultivating self-compassion. Self-compassion means treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially in moments of struggle or failure. When we face challenges, it's easy to fall into self-criticism and doubt. However, practicing self-compassion allows us to acknowledge our feelings without judgment, providing a foundation for growth and resilience. Lesson 5. Understand that happiness is an individual path. Happiness is a deeply personal and individual journey. Buddhism teaches us that true happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances or material possessions. Each person's path to happiness is unique, shaped by their values, experiences, and aspirations. Understanding this individuality is essential for cultivating genuine and lasting happiness in our lives. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of self-awareness in pursuing happiness. Self-awareness means understanding our thoughts, feelings, and desires, and how they influence our sense of fulfillment. When we cultivate self-awareness, we can identify what truly brings us joy and make choices that align with our authentic selves. This process of self-discovery and growth is crucial for finding our individual path to happiness. One of the key practices in Buddhism is mindfulness. Mindfulness helps us stay present in the moment, observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. When we practice mindfulness, we can see more clearly what brings us happiness and what causes us suffering. This awareness enables us to make more intentional choices that support our well-being and fulfillment. Buddhism also teaches us the concept of non-attachment. Non-attachment means letting go of our desires and expectations, allowing us to live more freely and authentically. When we practice non-attachment, we can find happiness in the present moment, rather than constantly chasing after future goals or possessions. This shift in perspective can bring a deeper sense of contentment and peace, regardless of our external circumstances. Another important aspect of understanding that happiness is an individual path is cultivating self-compassion. Self-compassion means treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially in moments of struggle or failure. When we face challenges, it's easy to fall into self-criticism and doubt. However, practicing self-compassion allows us to acknowledge our feelings without judgment, providing a foundation for growth and resilience. Buddhism teaches us that true happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances or material possessions. Each person's path to happiness is unique, shaped by their values, experiences, and aspirations. Understanding this individuality is essential for cultivating genuine and lasting happiness in our lives. By cultivating self-awareness, practicing mindfulness, embracing non-attachment, fostering self-compassion, and recognizing interdependence, we can find our individual path to happiness and live more fulfilling and meaningful lives.